Hey everybody, welcome back. It's Valagar Alavane. Alright, so yeah, I'm sure you guys guessed that this is looking quite a bit different than the normal videos that I do. It's not D&D, as I'm sure you've guessed there by now. D&D is DDO is currently undergoing some maintenance, and I'm not able to get on to bring you guys the videos that I normally like to bring you there, those quests. Oh, I'm just gonna lower down some volume here. Alright. So what I'm going to be doing is, this is another game that I've actually recently just got back into. I never really did get into it majorly when I first started playing. I actually beta tested for ESO, and at the time it just wasn't a game for me. But, years have passed. I heard from a lot of friends that it had improved, so I decided to give it another go, and I'm glad I did. Like, I have been enjoying the game, though I didn't really ever have the time to get back into it. And I thought, you know what, we got a little bit of downtime today from DDO. Let's make some characters and get going. So, gonna be male, of course, here. And I do have a general look. I like the Khajiit character, as I always like playing as a thief style class, and they get the bonus to pickpocketing, as well as stealth and resource recovery, which I'm not too worried about there. Again, I don't know a whole lot about this game myself. I'm still fairly new. I have spent a lot of time looking up, and obviously, if I want to min max it for my build here, I would choose a high elf because I am going to go as a sorcerer. But we are going to be a sneaky one. Now, I do have some add-ons. Generally speaking, when you pick um, one of the races, it goes to its corresponding alliance. So if you pick from the middle row, you're Aldmiri. If you pick from the left row, you're Daggerfall. If you pick from the right row, you're Ebonheart. Now, this affects PvP, not the PvE area, which I'm mostly going to play in. In most games I play, I don't do a lot of PvP. So, I'm going to go with the Ebonheart pack. Again, I have no idea how that is for PvP, but I'm going there. One, it's got a dragon. I like dragons, and its color is red. Again, another favorite color of mine. So that's the route I'm going. Right here. So for class, we are going to go sorcerer, and in typical Elder Scrolls fashion, you got a lot of sliders to really help mesh out the character. Now, I've spent a lot of time on here figuring out just how I want to build my character. So I've kind of gone through that here. I'll go through it with you a little bit here with the body markings. Obviously, it just changes the spots or stripes. Where is my? This is the one that I generally pick here. Gives me a little bit of a definition on the head, but not a whole lot else. So I like this one here. For the upper body, I do generally make my guy a little bit more buff, which is weird coming for a sorcerer. Though the chest size, I do make it a little bit smaller. Or do I? You know what? The large chest size kind of works here with the larger torso. Even the gut size, like I don't bring it way down because then that just looks ridiculous. I try to put it at a, you know, little in, but still fairly there. Waistline and arm size I generally leave as they do look fairly proportionate. Same with the hand size there, as well as most of the lower there, the butt dialogue as you can. We can give them a bit of a booty, but again, not something I like to do personally. For the most part, I go with almost the generic here. The face, again, I don't do a lot. I tend to go for softer features rather than the angular ones. But even angular, I don't mind. So we can go kind of right in the middle here. For the voices, we got, a few voices that you can test out. I generally go with this one here. Hairstyle, I like the nice ponytail on this guy, so he's got a whole lot. But this one here is my favorite hairstyle for him. We keep him young. Adornment, we give him a beard. For head markings, now this one I've always played around with. I haven't found one that I really enjoy. There's some, like you see a little bit of definition on the nose, a little marking on the nose, a little bit more, and even more. There's also, various scarring, and then there's the face paints. I haven't found one that really screams me. Now that one's not too bad, especially considering it is meant to be a sorcerer. You know what? Let's go with that one for this one. So we got the forehead slope, cheekbone size. Let's bring that in. Cheekbone height, down. Jaw size, chin size, chin height. So we don't really see the actual length of the chin itself because it is hidden behind the beard, though. As you can see from this angle, it does change it a bit there. Neck will keep normal. Eyes, I like the red eyes. Again, Ebonheart pack. One of my favorite colors are red. Alright, so we're going to make big eyes. Make them angled in. Bring them a little closer. Drop them down. Give him a bit of a squint like he's angry. Brow down, just further narrow those eyes. I like that we can skew them, but I'll just keep them even there. More massive nose. Nose length. Out. Mouth height. Mouth curve. It's an angry little cat. Ear size. What I'm going to be doing is I will be I'll be starting this character. I'll be jumping right from the beginning as soon as we finish, like our, as all these games do, they have our tutorial. I will be going through the tutorial. I did recently buy the newest expansion here, essentially the Skyrim expansion. It's called something else, but it is you're back in Skyrim. So we are gonna play, and the way this game does is the starter area that you have is actually goes to the most recent expansion that you've purchased. So again, this will bring you that Nord feel, and I spent so much time in Skyrim, and I'll probably do a playthrough of Skyrim at some point here as well.
Is someone out there? I could use your assistance. I'm quite trapped in here.
And I know a lot of people don't do it, but I loot everything, even though I'm not as new.
My thanks. Hear me out if you want to escape this place. You were on the cart. I saw you before those witches caught us and tossed me in this stone box. Glad you're finally awake. Apologies for my ghastly appearance. I'm not feeling my best. Our precise location, I can only speculate. Somewhere in western Skyrim, I suppose. I was involved in my own investigation when the Ice Reach Coven Witch attacked. We can escape, but I desperately need your help first. The witches must have stashed my belongings nearby. Among them is a small flask. I can open the cell door. Once I do, I need you to retrieve that flask for me. I'll be too weak. And until I have it, you're in significant danger. I swear, I intend you no harm. If I don't get that flask back, however, my intentions won't matter. Retrieve it, then we'll break out of here together. Don't be afraid. This may be jarring, but it's a necessary part of the plan.
Totally a vampire. Bite me, I'll become one.
Please, hurry and retrieve my flask.
So actually, now that we're at this point, I will come to the collections section, which does allow us to change our appearance ever so slightly. So I have gotten a few features, though generally I hide my helm, or I'll go with this one here. The Royal Crown, it just works with the rest of here. So for costumes, I actually have a Grim Harvester one, which I really do like, and it goes really well with that crown there. And then for skins, I have this one, which really gives them a nice, you know, sinister, evil kind of look. So I really do enjoy that one. I have unlocked a few of these as well. We got our mounts, so I'm gonna bring out my newest one that I just purchased, which was the Nightmare Corsair, which can't actually use our mount just in here just yet. And then I also have a few non-combat pets, which just, you know, cosmetic pets there that just follow us around. Alright. What kind of loot can we get out of here? Lockpicks, always handy. Now, I do pay a membership here for ESO, which does allow me to have a special, basically a special inventory, which puts all of our craftables and stuff like these items here into those bags. So if you look at the items at the bottom left, bottom right, as I'm looting them, when they have that symbol next to it, that little kind of potion with a hammer, it means they are a craftable item and go into that that inventory space, rather than filling up our own actual inventory.
Find it. Give it to me. Yes, that's better. Thank you. I could feel my control slipping away. Yes, that was blood. But I swear there's no cause for alarm. Not every vampire is a monster. I'm part of a group that only drinks from willing donors. We regulate the actions of less scrupulous vampires. I belong to House Ravenwatch, one of the noble houses of Rivenspire. We adhere to the teachings of our founder, Count Verandis Ravenwatch. We take no blood by force. We help those in need, and we curtail the actions of more hostile vampires. We go where we're needed. I was investigating a burial site in Bankarai when I discovered smugglers stealing ancient remains. I followed the trail, ran into the witch, and, well, you know the rest. Now, sort of. I regained enough of my senses when they carried me in here to remember the way out. It's pretty straightforward. I'll guide the way if you defend us from anyone who blocks our path. If we work together, I'm certain we can escape. Follow closely. You never know what's wandering around in these old barrows.
Alright. So, the way this game really works is with your weapon style. They do have several different weapon styles. You level them up by using them.
I wonder why the witches are storing all these things.
Sorry, you do
See
need
if
a
you can find
kill
weapon. I'll grab something more
in
suited to
order
my
for it to essentially for it to activate its skill line. Need to loot all the things. So I'm not going to equip it just yet. We're still going to finish looting everything here. And with armors as well, you can level up just like in Elder Scrolls V Skyrim there. You can level up your various armors. Now, in order to do that on this one, all you need to do is wear the armors. So if you're wearing, you know, an iron helmet, so a heavy armor for helmet, medium armor for an armor plate, it'll level them both up by percentile. So we got a recipe, let's learn that. So in order to unlock its tree, however, we need to equip, we'll start with heavy, 3 pieces in order to gain that skill line. So we have medium, light, and a few lights. Okay, so we don't really have a full set of, well, we got light armor there. We had a light armor here. And that's all we have as well. Okay, so for this build here particularly, I'm going to be focusing a lot on the medium armor. So we're going to get a little bit further in and I'll be able to actually do that. For now, let's put on that iron armor and let's grab our sword.
That looks dangerous enough. Now come on, this way.
What are you two doing now? Ergala still has need of you.
That's the brute who threw us in our
Put
cell.
you two milk
have to get
drinkers
past
back in your cage.
The only way out is through him. I'll support you from back. Strike him with a light attack.
So here it's just kind of showing how to fight.
Hit him again.
But you can't withstand this.
Don't like his heavy attack. Strike him while he's off balance. Defend yourself. Strike back.
And though we can attack him here and keep dropping that HP bar, it won't actually kill him.
From that stun. Get out of there! Take it off! Another heavy. Press your advantage with the heavy attack. Interrupt the attack! Stop his attack!
Time to end this.
Finish it! The smell of blood is overwhelming.
Alright.
We should move on.
So, for now I'm going to leave my magic up, my health, and my stamina. I'm not really going to do any leveling up there. We do get a skill point here as well, once I actually confirm, so I'm going to claim that to confirm. Skills, so we get summoning, and I'm going to focus on summoning on my sorcerer. I really do, in a lot of games, I like being like a minion master style, though I was also looking at the storm calling, and I think it might be interesting as well. But for now, I think having a little, you know what, nah, let's go, you know what, I'm not even sure right now, so I'm just going to leave it as is. You can also find, you know, in bookshelves, you can find various lore throughout the world too, which I think is really cool. I'm just going to look around, see if there's anything to loot. More lockpicks. Alright, so one thing I am going to turn on, under the combat section, we can actually go down and show our buffs and debuffs. I personally, I like to have them always on, so I can see what effects I have. So right there, there's my ESO membership. As well, it will now also have, a little bit better, our food buff there for the next 35 minutes as well. So as soon as we get into our barrow, it's going to give us a whole bunch of more weapons here.
More weapons. Grab anything you think might be useful.
As well, there are also other armors. So let's see if I can't unlock more of those other sets there. Alright, so even killing these little spiders that are scurrying around the floor, or, you know, if you see rats, they will count in order to get a kill. So one of the weapon styles is a sword and shield, so we're just going to quickly equip the sword and shield. And we need to get a kill, which they count. So it now has given us that line, so I'm just going to quickly swap now to dual wielding, so it would be two one-handed weapons there. Again, get a kill. And we already got with the two-handed sword. The other one they'll have is bows, though we don't actually have a bow. And then to the staff here. So let's equip the staff. See if we can't go a little bit further and find ourselves something to kill here. So the staff is the one that I'm gonna typically stay in. I should also check to see armors. So you have a light. Yeah, here we go. So light, light, light. We've got that one now. We got medium, medium, and medium. So now that we've gotten a few of these, I'm gonna get a quick kill here with the staff. Now I'm gonna take a look at all these ones that we just unlocked. So we got the two-handed, which is basically brute fighting. As you see, it uses a lot of stamina based. At specific levels, so as you're using them, they will level up. And once these abilities level up, you can split them. So sometimes you might be able to change them from a stamina cost into a magicka cost, and vice versa. The one I'm going to be focusing more on is our staff for this, as I am going more of a caster style. As well, some of its abilities here try focus, so when you're using the various staffs, it increases damage, or, you know, where is it? So just all sorts of different effects here. Killing them restores magicka, as long as we have a staff equipped. Now for armors, we have our lights. A lot of these are focused again on magic for light. As you see, it converts a portion of your magic into a ward. But with these, like your big active ones, as you see, it does require you to have 5 pieces of light armor. So you've got to be mostly equipped. Whereas your passive abilities, as they level up, and you put points into them, as you see, like it reduces the effectiveness of snares by 1% for each light piece worn. So the more pieces you wear, the more effective you are with these passive abilities. Now that's where it comes down to our medium with our improved sneak. As you see, it reduces the detection area while sneaking, so we're less likely to be seen, as well as it reduces the cost that it costs us to sneak. So I will definitely be picking up the improved sneak line for our little fur guy here. Then our heavy, as we've been wearing a little bit of heavy, we did level it up to 3 already. We can get our resolve, which increases our physical and spell resistance. So it's obviously the heavy is very focused on defense.
Giant frostbite spider. Kill it, my friend.
So they have a few different attacks, as you saw. You quickly tap it for a little bit of damage. If you hold it, you kind of charge up your spell. Does a lot more power, but it takes like that charge up. Another thing it doesn't tell you is when you do your charge ups, it actually restores resources such as hit points, spell power, or spell points, even stamina. We got a bow now. And our inventory is full. That did not take long. So I'm going to quickly equip a bow. Can't find a random little something to shoot. Now here we go. Alright, so with weapons we got our bow, rapid fire, snipe, real powerful shot, volley, scatter shot, arrow spray, poison arrow. So those actually aren't too bad. those aren't too bad. Alright, so the reason I've been picking up literally everything here is at the end of this all, we can actually go through and deconstruct a lot of these items. Now, as you see, they don't really have a value. However, it will give us XP into blacksmithing and the like. So actually, first off, I'm going to swap back to my staff. However, as you see, we're full. So right now, I am going to drop because I do want to pick up the shields. Because they are wood crafting, which will be like, well, stabs. Stabs are made of wood. Alright. So aside for weapons there, we also still have a restoration staff somewhere. Obviously I haven't looted one yet. Ooh. Recipe.
We're here.
Let's
We're almost at the exit.
give ourselves a little bit of that.
Quick, hide. Look up on the bridge.
As you'll see, the storms it face will be quite devastating.
As long as everything is ready for the first harvest of Gaia, I will be pleased.
Very curious. Let's talk for a moment. That was Ergala, leader of this branch of the Ice Reach Coven. She's the witch who locked us in the barrow. The others take their orders from her. I'm not sure, but I believe he's one of my kind. They mentioned a devastating storm. We need to find out exactly what they have planned. My apologies, but we're going to have to postpone our escape. We'll make an investigator out of you yet. I need to figure out how those stolen remains, the Ice Reach Coven, and that vampire are connected. Let's catch up to Ergala and her guest, and see what we can find out.
Alright. So, one thing I really love doing is exploring, especially in a game, you know. This one thing I will give to Bethesda, they can create some beautiful, beautiful worlds. Albeit buggy at times, but you know what? Nobody's perfect. Around here, as you see, we got a staff, which I'm going to pick up because we can deconstruct that. So we need a little bit more room. We also have a giant polar bear. And some lockpicks, cool. Alright, I'll leave the axe for now. So what I'll be doing here, for these videos, I don't want you guys to miss out on any story content, so I won't actually be doing any storyline. Rather, between videos, I'm just going to be spending a lot of time going through and like picking pockets, leveling up my, you know, Thieves Guild and that stuff. Armor, we got lots of shields, so you know what? Lots of these iron gauntlets too. Grab the shield. Drop down some of those iron gauntlets. Gauntlets there. Got some more wooden stuff. And ultimately, I want to come out of this basically dungeon starter quest kind of thing
I should be able to catch up with Matron Ergala
with my
through here.
inventory as full as possible. because we can't come back. So whatever I leave behind, we leave behind. Nothing from him. Alright. Not for 1 gold, I'm not gonna bother picking up. Ooh, that is a medium helmet. Another thing, as I was saying before, under the skills here with your armor, if you hover over top of your XP bars at the top, it will state how much experience you have. As well, it also lets you know that the more pieces you have that are of that type, so heavy or medium, the faster it's going to level up. So in order to, really level something up, you definitely want to be wearing as many pieces to that set as possible. Ooh.
Witches and their servants are everywhere. We could sneak through if you wish to avoid more battles.
So I do want to point out, if you hit the M key, it does bring you up a map here for you. I've gone through and I've explored this area before. There really isn't anything that I found, so I am just gonna sneak past and avoid as much killing as possible.
Bring me more ale to warm my bones.
Though I am missing out on a little bit of those collectible, or not collectibles, sorry, wrong game. Some of these craftable materials, but ultimately, ultimately, I can get more later. And I'm sure you don't want to sit here and watch me loot random urns for an hour. I have medium hands already. We'll equip that though. So we're mostly wearing a medium set now.
The sky! What have they done? We must reach that clearing!
So we can change our camera angles and, choose to play in a third person. Personally, though, like even in Skyrim, I prefer the first person. It's one of the very few games that I actually do prefer a first person view. And I think it just helps me get more into my character and into the game when it's coming from me. Alright. also gone through and searched this place. Aside from one locked door, everything is like looted already. And even on the other side of that locked door, everything was looted. So, oh, didn't even see you there. Looks like we got a random player coming to join us.
Door up ahead. Looks like the way up to the clearing.
At least we had for a moment.
This place is thick with coven members. Be on your guard.
So another big moth and a skeever. So another guild that I'm going to be joining pretty much right off the hop as well is going to be our Dark Brotherhood, because we get some nice effects from them as well. I will also quickly be joining both the Mages and the Fighters Guild. Basically, it opens up all our skill lines for us, and does allow us to progress there. Okay.
Those hands. They bear the same symbol as the ones I saw in Banquet Eye.
Couple of melees here. Just kind of sneak up behind, follow these guys. Makes it go a little bit quicker here.
The Harrow Storm ritual is a thing of beauty.
So this one is super simple. It's basically your boss fight. But again, nothing major. It is, you know, a tutorial.
Your efforts mean nothing. The harvest will succeed.
Storm. Somehow that pike is involved. Destroy it quickly! You did it. The storm's dissipated. I wish we could have learned more before we killed Matron Ogala. I still don't understand what the Coven has planned. And it's the not knowing that worries me. That's true. And we stopped that storm. My investigations have led to even darker corners, but progress has been made. Here, consider this a stipend from Ravenwatch. For your valuable assistance, of course. Now let's get out of here. The Ice Reach Coven... Not right now. Other
Sorry, I
members
didn't
of
mean
the
to
Ravenwatch
skip that
came
there.
here ahead of me. They'll be interested in the vampire we saw, and I need to get word to them. Besides, I want to follow the trail while it's fresh. So it only makes sense that you warn Solitude. We're in the hold of Hofengar in western Skyrim. Solitude is its capital city, and the seat of High King Svargrim. If we can find any help against the Coven, it will be there. Head to Solitude and let the authorities know what happened here. The Nords don't tolerate leechmen in their territory. Once you warn the gods, I'm sure High King Svargrim will dispatch his troops. The Coven's threat is as good as done. But just in case, I'll tell my fellow Ravenwatch what happened here. As I said, my investigation began in an ancient burial site in Bankurai. Drogakin were using similar urns, filling them with remains. Most disturbing, the ash and bones belonged to a dark army that once roamed the land. The Grey Host. I have no idea. When I stumbled into this nest of Coven witches, I never expected to find a connection to the Drogakin and the burial urns. And the vampire we saw. There's something more at play than we know. We need to find out what.
Alright. Alright, so our inventory is too full to actually even claim our level 3 at the moment. But because we are finished with the tutorial here, it will, torch bug, let's grab that. It will let us leave, and I can just take the level once we've broken down some of this gear. Alright. Alright, so
This way, my friend.
now that we're free, it does send us to Solitude. I won't be doing that right away here. Rather, I will teleport us back. So I do own a small home here from the last expansion, from the last time I played, out in the Khajiit homeland here. And I just have some items in a storage and stuff like that. So what I'm gonna do here is I'll end the video off here. I'm gonna break down the items, kind of pick up my items there from the before, and we'll pick off and we'll join the Thieves Guild and we'll start some of that, as well as I'm gonna join the Dark Brotherhood and start some of that. So stick around and you'll see some of those videos. All right, thank you guys for joining.